Hi, Cherisse. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Katie Durkee. I am here with NAMI Piedmont Tri-County, the largest grassroots mental health advocacy and education organization in America. We're located here in York County, Lancaster County, and Chester County. We do free support groups. We do webinars like this. We do education classes, family support. Actually, we have 11 support groups, so you are more than welcome to check out what we do on our website, which is namipiedmont.org. And today I'm speaking with Cherisse Ervin, and she is with a project called the Lil Homie Project. And I am actually going to let her take it away because it is such an exciting program. And I'm so excited to see something tangible being built in the community. For those who maybe don't excel in sports and those who don't excel at other things, but they are very into music and excited about music. And so Cherisse is going to explain her program to us, and I am going to share the slides for Cherisse, and so you will have to bear with us for that, but hopefully that will go very smoothly. So let's get those slides up. Present here. If you just give me 1 second, Cherisse. I'm going to share my screen. And here we go. All right, take it away, Cherisse.
Okay, thank you guys for inviting me, Katie. I appreciate all the support you can give. Everyone, my name is Cherisse Ervin. I am the founder, CEO of the Lil Homie Project. What we are is a mental health awareness entity that is reaching out for young adults in reference to mental health awareness. Backstory is we started in 2016. 2016, at the untimely death of my son, Adarryl Ervin, I was kind of forced into the research on what was going on, how to communicate better in reference to mental health, what is tangible, what is out there for youth, and what I found was not a lot. Because of that, I educated myself. With that education and learning that my son was diagnosed with bipolar depression in 2014. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back a little bit. He was diagnosed with bipolar depression in 2014. When I first found out about the bipolar depression, I had no idea what it was, how to handle it, how to deal with it, how to communicate. I realized quickly that there was not a lot of information out there for us, well, from people like myself, learning how to communicate, until one person that was close to me said to me, you got to stop yelling and just start talking. So during that process, I started talking and learned that, you know, it's a way to communicate. That process led to me wanting to reach out to other like-minded individuals, where research being showed that most people that are musically inclined or art inclined or comedy inclined, anyone that's in an artistic realm, most of them are generally have some sort of mental health issues. When the avenue of music was available to my son, he was a lot better. I didn't even see it. When the music went away, I did. So I created a program that will target youth that are similar to him, younger than him, maybe being able to see the signs at an early age, like I was not able to, would help. I realized that the program, being a 7-week program, would allow them to talk about their mental health issues, at the same time, give them an avenue about music and teaching them throughout the music process. Let me see. The program is 7 weeks. It's designed to educate, evaluate, engage, and inspire young adults and youth on mental health awareness through music therapy. So our goal is to fund a full-fledged studio. That is our long-term goal. Our short-term goal, we're looking to be able to have a mobile studio that would go into the inner city youth areas or festivals, anywhere we really need it, and talk about mental health. And try to educate parents like me that may be going through similarities. I've had people reach out to me recently that I talked to 5 years ago that literally was like, hey, I'm so glad you're still doing this. So if I want to go back to, can you go back to the why for me, please? So I can give him a little bit more information about it. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the process of learning about the communication and drugs and alcohol and substance abuse. I know I'm jumping back a little bit, but I didn't want to glass over it so much. I want to say this, as a mother, we try to stay in front of problems and things to protect our children. My son, about him being diagnosed as bipolar in 2014, somehow got in front of me. I had no idea what it came out of nowhere. To me, it came out of nowhere. But like I said before, it really wasn't out of nowhere. There were signs. I just didn't know what those signs were. So because of that, me creating a program kind of helped me do better as far as communicating with him. All right, to understand that he was doing drugs and alcohol along with the mental health issues that he was having. I want people to say, because people ask me a lot, are you mostly drugs, alcohol, or are you mental health? But you don't really see one without the other. If there's drugs or alcohol early on and things like that you may see, then more than likely there's an underlying reason why they're doing the drugs and alcohol. Okay, so they're always co-conspirator. All right, because of this, we have to get to the root of the problem for the individual and the experience of communicating with him and people like my son. You got to stop yelling like I was at the time and start talking. All right, in the last, I say, year and a half of my son's life, I was able to communicate really efficiently with him, and for that I'm thankful. It did me some good.
Can I ask very quickly, what were the signs that you feel like you missed that now when you reflect back, what are the signs that you felt that you should have noticed that you didn't? And we can always play shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? It's always hindsight after the effect is, that's always helpful to us. But so for anybody who perhaps is struggling right now, what was it that you actually had noticed that now that you think back and you think, yeah, that was a big red flag?
Big red flag. Early signs would be, there was a era of ADHD that I seen in middle school. This was not going to class, can't focus in class, leaving school, finding marijuana around the house and things like that. I was able to control it around middle school because he was still mom, mom's the best at that time. So I was able to deal with it. So I kind of glazed over it, but there was an issue early on with that and not communicating or telling me anything or just being very quiet and me not asking questions, because as a mother, your first thing is to get them to school, feed them, make sure they got their homework done, get home, wash them. And if they're not making any noise or bothering you, then hey, that was a good thing. It was like, okay, everything's okay. So I don't beat myself up about not seeing the middle school era of it. High school era, kind of sort of the first year, maybe 9th, maybe 10th grade, I seen some issues there. Lashing out at me, something he never done, calling me out my name, some things that he never did and could never fathom him doing because he was such a respectable young man. But it came from nowhere. Thankfully, around 15 years old, I started working for independent record label called Envious Entertainment. They needed me to help them start their businesses and do some logistics. Because he wasn't doing so well in school, I offered him to come with me to the studio, and one thing led to another. He became this big local artist here in Charlotte. He was on a radio station for about 5 years, doing their morning drive-in here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And he had about 10 to 12 young men that was very active in his life, all of them musically inclined. He had the producers, his managers, he had me. He had tours, like-minded individuals that were artistic as he was. So I did not see a lot of it the last 2 to 3 years of high school. That kind of gravitated towards him having a focus. If he was having a hard day, he would write about it. He would come to me, I got to go to the studio, I need to get some things out. And he would go and record it in 5 minutes and come up with some really great stuff. And then lo and behold, 18 years old hit and music label lost money. I had to go back to a different job. Music went away and it was just me and him. And that was kind of hard for me to financially be able to afford the studio time that we were always giving. That was literally like going to the store and getting a glass of water. We had it at our fingertips without payment. So that went away. And when that went away is when everything else started. And I started to see the bipolar then, once I started reading up on it.
Right. So that leads to another question. So you have born this project not out of an idea. You've born this project out of something that you've got experience in. You had experience with that record label. You saw the positive impact on him and his friends. Yes. And then, and so the two things have kind of married together now that you're out doing a different job, but you still have that experience to draw from. So tell me about the program, like specifics. So if you're going to build a program, you're looking, I know that you're looking for a mobile studio. I know that this is in its infancy still, and that you're looking for funding to get this this really solidified and in place. But in your ideal world, how does that look? What does the program look like? Is it a very is it always in the studio? Is it pairing them with mentors? Is it, how does that work? Tell us about that.
Thank you for asking. I have a lot of good relationships in music. I know a lot of music producers that are pretty well known in the music industries. I have a lot of contact with Chris Gotti of the Inc. record label. I know Bill Evans at Def Jam. These are top tier music executives. Kevin Evans, who is also a music agency executive. They have all told me have offered once the program was up and solidified that they would definitely provide to producers and writers and engineers. So the way that the program is worked, we're not giving so much or getting down into it so much. They will come in, the young adults that will actually come in to work with me will be chosen through CMS, CMPDs, some type of third party will have to come in and say, hey, we think this person would be great for your program, because this program is going to be mainly focused with people that are musically inclined or are interested in the music industry, where there's writing, making music. It would be a 7-week program. I have had people that I work with. Now I'm currently working with Atrium Health. I have people that work there as well that are psych nurses or therapists and counselors that are interested in the program. They love it as well. And they're going to be working with this as well. Those kids will be paired with mentors each week. They will have a mentor that will work with them on either writing, production, industry, as well as they'll have their one-on-ones in group therapy sessions with a licensed therapist as well. That will incline them to be able to communicate about their day, about their history, or why they think that they're asked to be a part of our program. Once the program is started, they will go through a week of different parts of music industry. It's going to be different tiers to it. Once they get to about the 5th week, they will literally realize that they've written their own story about their life and where they are going or how they're feeling about themselves. And they're going to be getting educated the whole process about options that are available, that your life doesn't end when someone says, oh, you got bipolar, or you have depression, or you have some type of behavior issue that you may be somewhat, one might want to say handicapped with, but it really is not. It's something that can make you stronger. It's something that you can be proud to accomplish, being able to live with it, because everybody can't do that. You know, everybody is not strong enough to go and say, hey, I can do this. I can be a better person. I can live a normal life like everybody else, as long as I, take care of my mental health. Love you enough to take care of your mental health. Don't be afraid or ashamed of, oh, I'm not crazy. It's something Adarryl would say. I'm not crazy. I'm just taking that medication. I don't need it. You know what I mean? No, it's nothing wrong with taking medication. I've taken medication in my life before because of this trauma. You know what I mean? And this is my therapy. You know what I mean? And I want other individuals that want to be a part of the program, and if they want to volunteer or support us in any way, just reach out. All that information will be available.
That's awesome. Tell me about your event in Rock Hill that you recently had in Fountain Park. That was a phenomenal event. I really enjoyed myself being there. But tell me what the focus was on that, and tell me how you got. I know that there were some contracts or something handed out that day to people to get them started in the music industry. I saw that you have already started laying the groundwork for success for other people before you've even started this leg of the program. So tell us about your Fountain Park event and how that happened and what other events like that you have coming up.
Okay, yes, Fountain Park. Like I said, we've been doing this since 2016. Daryl passed in January 24th of 2016. It was hard, but we did the first one, June, his very first birthday, not here, this 2016, and we've been consistent. But around 2019, a friend of mine said to me in 2018 and 2019, he said it 2 years in a row, you need to bring it home. You need to bring it home. And I was saying to myself, like, I haven't lived there in 30 years. They're not going to receive me. But that didn't stop me. And another friend of mine, Vivian, came to me and said, hey, I need you to partner with me to do some things. I said, you know what? This Rock Hill keeps coming back. So let's reach out to some people down there and see if they'll be interested in working with me. I created a letter. I sent a document out to City of Rock Hill, as well as people like yourselves, different organizations. And they welcomed me. They asked me how it would work with, the basics of the background, do insurance stuff, that type of thing. But we were able to pull together resources with the food trucks came out with no, of course, no fees. And then we had the record executives that flew in from New York, from the Ink Record, that came down to help me judge the young adults. We put the music out there for them to come in and see if they want to be a part of it. They came on. We had a band that found out about the project and knew it was about mental health, and they felt like they needed this project and they wanted to get help with their things. And I'm so proud of my City of Rock Hill because of that. A lot of people probably wouldn't be so invested, but they were. It came out to about 12 artists, about 5 different producers came. We had some guest judges that came out. I had a community of people that just came out to support us. And I think that going forward, I'm hoping I'll do it down there again, but yeah, it came together pretty nicely.
Okay. And so, I mean, this is tangible stuff. This is the exciting thing about this program is that you do have these connections and these opportunities, and you do have a very clear direction of how you want this to function as a mental health support system, but also as a very practical, let's help you kind of pull this stuff out and see where we can go with it. And so that's very exciting, and I applaud you for that. I really enjoyed the experience in Fountain Park, and I just think this program is like something that's going to be really helpful to those people who are maybe a little adrift right now, and maybe are self-medicating with the drugs and the alcohol. And we want them to be clear-headed. We want them to channel that anxiety and depression and those experiences, in a positive way if we can. And so that's always going to be better. I mean, none of us work in a vacuum. Everybody working on mental health and mental health supports knows that it has to be an everyday thing in the community. We have to have lots of arms reaching out so that everybody feels supported. And, I think this is just one more way that we can achieve that. So I know that this has been going since 2016, and I know that you have these goals that you have, the short-term goal with the mobile studio and the long. How long do you think it will be? I mean, how far away are you from perhaps launching the program? And what's your immediate needs right now? What would make a difference to you to get this program off and running?
Funding. We need to pilot the program. We need a location to pilot the program. We need the computers, all the equipment to get it. We definitely need the volunteers. Short-term goal is the mobile studio because it is geared towards music, and I definitely want to get Adarryl's music out there, and I want people to listen to him because he was a storyteller. And I want other artists to see the potential that he had and actually potential that they can have. And so if I can get those people to volunteer their time or find someone that may be wanting to be a part of the program, to donate their time, any music industry funding, I could just say funding and just help to coordinate it, a location help coordinate it. And I didn't get the playing of his music, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. You know what I was going to do? I was going to, as we close out the webinar, I was actually going to pull up the music that you had sent me and get some of that playing as well. I wanted to have the conversation because I really want to see this program launch, especially here in Rock Hill, Charlotte, the neighboring areas. I really feel like it would be a beneficial
it is
program.
Tangible.
Yeah,
I think that it is tangible. I think that one thing I want everybody to know about me and the Lil Homie Project. I would hear people talk about mental health, and they panel discuss, they talk, and then they talk about going to therapy, and then they get to therapy and they don't have insurance and things like that. My goal is to make this not about money. This is going to be about getting the help that they need. This is going to be about making it tangible. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's time for us to do. It's time for us to put things in place to protect them. I don't want young adults like my son going back and forth to jail because they have a bipolarism that they don't know about, because we don't find out until 18 to 25. You don't know. They think something else is wrong with them. They think that, no one loves me. Why don't they love me? Things like that. We do love you. So for me and me, if anybody's reference that, we do love you. We are here. I want them to know that, to get the tangible and being able to come and talk to someone and not having to worry about money and not having to worry about where they're going to come, where's their outlet. I want to be the outlet.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
I'm going to put all this on our YouTube channel, NAMI Piedmont Tri-County. If there's anybody out there who can help Cherisse move this goal forward, who can help her get some more of these things in place that they're looking for, especially the donations and the studio space and those kind of things, then please contact Cherisse at the information that I have on the screen. You can find us on social media at NAMI Piedmont Tri-County. We'll continue to post out anything that Cherisse sends us. You can find the Lil Homie Project on social media as well. So stay up to date with them, like and subscribe. And let's see if we can get this moving forward for you, Cherisse. I look forward to speaking to you again. I'm going to play this again as we leave the webinar, but yeah, I'm looking forward to our next interaction and maybe your next event. I would love to be there. And I applaud you for doing
October stuff. I'll keep you posted.
Awesome. Yeah, I applaud you 1,000 times for doing what you're doing. So keep in touch, and thank you so much for joining me today. It's been really good to listen.
School, you can't tell me I don't BG. Swag got teeth marks, stop biting me. When you look at me, you might as well see commas. It's like 6 zeros. I'm your best friend's hero. But don't get it twisted, the goons right by me. I'm chirping like a toe in the anybody.